you want to teach your child to read at home, and you're wondering, what are some signs I should be looking for if my child is ready to learn how to read? And that is a great question, and there are lots of wonderful videos and blog posts and social media posts all about this topic. But when I was thinking about what I wanted to share with you about reading readiness, I thought, I don't want to share with you something that you're looking for in your child and your child has just sort of developed it on their own. I want to share with you how you can help your child develop those reading readiness skills so that they are ready to learn how to read. I don't want it to be a situation where you're just looking at your child wondering, I wonder if they're ready to read. Instead, I want you to take an active role in getting your child ready to read and in preparing them so that they are ready to read. That it's not something that they just happen to become ready to read. It's because you took the time to set that foundation and to help them show those readiness signs and to help them become ready to read. That's what we are going to talk about in today's episode. In case you don't know me, my name is Erin. I'm from littleslovelearning.com. I'm a former classroom teacher turned parent reading coach. I support parents on their journey of teaching their child how to read and write correctly and effectively based on the science of reading. And that is why this video is so important to share with you, because you have such an active role in preparing your child and getting them ready to read. What you do in the early years absolutely matters so that they will be ready to read when the time is right. And setting the foundation now and focusing on these areas is going to make your life so much easier when it comes time to teaching them how to read. So let's dive into the 5 ways that you can help your child get ready to learn how to read. The first way that you can help your child develop these reading readiness skills is by working on what we call concepts of print. So when you are reading with your child, you are working with them on how to hold the book correctly, how we flip the pages, how each of the words in this book corresponds to a word that you've spoken out loud, how we track the print going from left to right, how the letters on the page are representing the sounds that I'm speaking. All of this has to do with concepts of print. We want to make sure that your child is ready, that they can hold the book correctly, that they understand how books work, and that they're flipping in the correct way. They're not holding it upside down, and they're not thinking that this book is just random. We want them to know that this book, what you're speaking, are the words coming from this book, that they understand that text carries meaning, that the words in the book are actually the words that you're speaking, and that that text has meaning. So all of that has to do with concepts of print. I do have a video all about this. I will link down below so you can check out more information. But this is a super easy and fun way to help your child get ready to read. I know you're already reading aloud to your child, so keep doing that. Talk to them about the book, about the different parts of the book, about what books actually are words spoken down, and that's going to help them so much to get ready to read. The second thing you're going to want to do as you're preparing your child to read is to really focus on the sounds of our language. And I'm not even talking about the letters yet. You don't even have to worry about having an alphabet or teaching your child letters and sounds. I'm just talking about totally oral sounds, and you are helping your child hear those sounds in words. So you can do this by working on syllables, where you're helping your child hear the chunks in the words. Each chunk, each syllable has a vowel sound. You can work on rhyming, helping your child hear and produce rhyming words. You can work on helping your child isolate the beginning sound of a word. So for example, the beginning sound of dog is D. All of this oral work is called phonological awareness. And when you're working on those individual sounds, it's called phonemic awareness. These skills are crucial, and these are the skills that most often get overlooked. So before you even get those letter cards out, you can work with your child on the sounds. Can they produce the sounds in our language? Can they hear the differences? If you want more information about phonological awareness and phonemic awareness, I do have a free download that has all of the definitions for you, and it also has activity ideas that you can do so you can help your child hear the sounds and help them produce the sounds, because we need them to be able to produce these sounds if they are going to be able to read and spell. So if you're interested in this free download, I will leave the link down below so that you can get a copy for yourself. But I highly recommend working on these phonological and phonemic awareness skills now, even before you start introducing letters, because you want your child really comfortable hearing and manipulating the sounds of our language. The third way you can help prepare your child for this reading readiness is to get them interested in it. A lot of kids will start pretending to read on their own. They'll grab a book and they'll pretend to read it, or they will pretend to write on their own. But if your child isn't doing that, if they're not showing interest in books or pretending to write, then that's your job to get them interested. You can absolutely encourage their interest. You can make it fun and engaging. You can have them sit down with you and write the grocery list when you're writing out your list. Ask them to help you. You can have them retell you a story. If you've read a story to them, ask them to retell it to you and get them interested in this story. You can absolutely get them interested in letters. There are so many fun ways to get kids interested in letters. I have lots of free ideas over on my blog, littleslovelearning.com. You can go outside with sidewalk chalk and you can write letters on the sidewalk and have them erase them with a spray bottle of water. You can get out a tray and put some shaving cream in it and have them make the letters or have them play with the shaving cream while they're producing the sounds of the letters. There's lots of fun ways to get them interested. So I know a lot of experts will say when your child is ready to learn, they will show some interest. But what I would recommend is you can help them get interested by making it fun. They're not going to necessarily get interested on their own. Some kids will, of course, but some kids won't, and that's okay. You can get them interested. You can make it fun and engaging, and then you're going to start seeing more of these reading readiness signs because you're the one that's making it fun and engaging. The fourth way you can help your child on this reading readiness journey is by helping them remember basic information. Now, obviously, when they are learning how to read and spell, they are going to have to remember all of the letters and the sounds that go along with each letter. And they're going to be learning so many phonics rules about how to combine the letters and the sounds. There's a lot that goes into learning how to read. But to set them up for success, you can start having them practice remembering basic information now. And I'm sure you're already doing this, but having them remember basic information about animals or having them be able to remember basic information about shapes. Can you tell them something and work with them on it? And can they remember it in a week or two? Or are they forgetting? We want to make sure that they can remember, that they have a strong working memory and that they are able to remember something long-term, because that's what they're going to need when they're learning how to read, those strong memory skills. But I'm sure you're already doing this and already working on this, and you might not have realized that this is something that you're doing that's helping prepare them to learn how to read, because they need to be able to remember that basic information. And the last way that you can support them on this reading readiness journey, it goes along with remembering the basic information, but it's more about matching. So obviously we are going to need our kids to be able to match a letter to a sound so that when they see the letter, they know that the sound that it represents, and they need to learn the uppercase letter and the lowercase letter. There's a lot of matching that goes into reading, but you can practice this without even getting out letters. You can have them practice matching shapes. You can have them practice matching up animals or animals that go with a sound. You can have them practice categorizing. Where do the animals live? You can have them practice so many things where they're matching. And that's actually also helping with their visual discrimination skills, because they are going to need to be able to discriminate between the different letters, and some of the letters look very similar. So for example, lowercase b and lowercase d, those get confused a lot. Even lowercase p and lowercase q. We want to make sure that our kids are able to differentiate between the letters, and one of the reasons that they can do that is those visual discrimination skills. So we want to make sure that we're practicing that in other ways too. Can they match? Can they categorize? And can they sort based on the way something looks, based on its physical attributes, so that that is going to carry over when they start to learn about letters, learn about sounds, and learn about reading. I hope this information was helpful for you today. There are lots of other ideas that I didn't share in this episode that I'm sure would be really, really awesome to work on to help your child get ready to read. But these are just 5 that you can work on starting today. And remember, it's not something where your child is displaying this reading readiness on their own. You can absolutely help them to develop their reading readiness. You can help them get ready to read by focusing on these 5 areas. You don't have to let them come to it on their own. You can actually encourage them to get ready to read by focusing on these areas, seeing how they're doing, evaluating if you feel like they're ready to start learning those letters and those sounds. putting the sounds together to read words. I also just wanted to mention your child does not need to learn all of the letters and sounds before you teach them how to read. You can actually start introducing letters and sounds, and once they have a few and they've mastered those and they really know them very easily, they can look at the letter and they know what sound it represents, you can start teaching them to read right away. So even if they know 2, 3, or 4 letters, they are already going to be able to learn how to read. So there's no reason to wait. You can start sooner than most people think. If you have any questions about this or anything else I share on my channel, please make sure that you reach out to me. You can comment down below, or you can find me over on my website, littleslovelearning.com. I'm also active on social media on Instagram and Facebook at Littles Love Learning Blog. So please feel free to reach out, send me a message. I would love to hear from you if your child is ready to read, or if you are going to help prepare them to get ready to read by following these tips. Please share with me your experiences. I would love to support you on this journey of teaching your child to read. I promise you there is no better feeling in the world than when you teach your own child how to read. It is amazing. And I'm wishing you all the best of luck. Until next time, happy learning. Bye.